So I've been getting a lot of people asking me questions around kind of what we do with New Age Advisor, what it's all about, what kind of results can I expect, what it covers, all that, those kind of general questions. So I figured rather than just kind of answering everybody individually, I'll just do this video, which will just kind of just answer a lot of these questions that I'm getting answered. So yeah, I'm just going to take you through now and just done a quick slideshow thing just to show you exactly what it's all about and why we've done it. So yeah, I did a lot of research into the market, into financial services, and yeah, there's a big problem there. I think most brokers and financial service pros are doing a lot of working really hard in terms of the lead gen and getting business, but it's probably not the best investment at the time. Like they're doing a lot of stuff like buying leads in, for example, a lot of buying these massive leads in from lead providers, and they're spending all day ringing through these leads, and they're just shit quality leads at the end of the day. They're just kind of spending a lot of time ringing through and not really moving any forward. They're not progressing because they're just wasting the day ringing these crap quality leads, where they might speak to a handful, a couple might not speak English, one might be moving in a year's time, they're just not qualified. And I think the industry standard for closing those kind of leads is like about 10%, which is not surprising when there's no trust there. It's like the next best thing to a cold call. So it's difficult to convert those kind of leads. That's even if you get them on the phone, because they just don't know who you are. So there's no trust. And then a lot of doing, obviously, referrals, which obviously, yeah, referrals are on kind of the opposite end of the scale in terms of the trust, because the trust is there with those. But it's difficult to scale them. They're very sporadic in the way they come in. And a lot of people are like paying marketing firms to do the marketing for them. But I think, because I've been on that side of it, I've been that provider, and it's difficult for marketing companies to get across your the personal side, because the personal side goes a long way for people to connect. And so yeah, it's just very difficult to get results for that reason. It's difficult for marketing firms to get you across and your brand ethos and your personality. And then yeah, obviously there's other things, like a lot of people are doing networking events where they're spending like 6 hours a week being sat in front of a room full of people, or obviously it's often through Zoom now. And two of those might be their ideal clients, and yeah, it's like two people that putting themselves spending 6 hours a week to put themselves in front of two people. Where with technology now, you can put yourself in front of literally thousands of your ideal client day in, day out on autopilot while you get on with whatever you need to get on with. So yeah, it's about, because I think the average demographic of a financial service professional, I mean, it's like a 57-year-old bloke. So a lot of people are kind of stuck in the ways of doing things that they've done previously, which, like I say, is probably not the best investment of the time. So it's to show them that there's a new way of doing things. It's called New Age Advisor. So the idea is to bring people up to speed with what's available in terms of technology to do a lot of the heavy lifting. This takes us on to the next slide then, which I think most brokers and financial service pros, they don't have a real strategy. They do it bitting and bobbing. They might post something on Facebook one week, nothing for a few days, and they might post something else. The thing with social media marketing is one of the things that it calls for is consistency. And when people have not got a strategy, it's very difficult to be consistent, because they just don't know what they're doing. So they're just kind of just throwing stuff out there, hoping something sticks. When if you've got a proper strategy, then it becomes easier to post, because you know what you're posting and you can see that there's an end goal in doing what you're doing. So hopefully this is why we've put this together, to provide a strategy, to provide a new way of doing things, really, that's very productive, which kind of buys back time as well, because that was the other thing I picked from the research that I did. Obviously, the one key thing was that there's no real predictable, systemized way to generate appointments. The other is that you guys lack time. So the idea of what we do here is to show you that a lot of this technology will do a lot of the heavy lifting and kind of buy back your time. Because like I say, the whole premise of what we do, the kind of pinnacle of it, is to set this system up so it's just constantly rolling in the background, constantly putting your presentation in front of your ideal client day in, day out, while you sit on the beach or play with the kids or whatever it is you need to do. So who am I then? My name is Dan Reddish. I've been involved in marketing for financial services within the past kind of 4 or 5 years, I think it is now. My background is my background taken as a right back is club nights. I used to run club nights locally. I'm from the north of England, town called Doncaster. Used to do club nights in Leeds and stuff where we'd like book a venue out and then book DJs for it and then do the marketing for the events. Back then it was more about running around sticking massive posters up on walls with like a massive what's it called? Pasting, like with wallpaper paste on walls, which dodging the cops at night with a hood over your head. So it's changed a lot since then, but back then it was like the early 2000s, so the internet was still in its infancy. But I was doing stuff on, I don't know if you can remember, there used to be sites called MySpace, which was one of the first social media sites where you could play a little song on there. So yeah, it just made my job easier to do that. And then Facebook came out in 2004 and I could set up an event page on there where you'd invite all your friends and then all the DJs invite their friends. So just made my life easier to learn that side of it. And then it just progressed from there, really. I did stuff for a lot of the bars and restaurants, connections through doing the club nights. And then I took on a few brokers. It was just like running Facebook ads and doing like the organic Facebook stuff for them. And then, yeah, it's just, I was doing a lot for bars and restaurants and financial services. And then obviously when the pandemic hit, it was like 50% of my revenue just went down the toilet from the bars and restaurants. So I just focused all on financial services. And that's when I put this New Age Advisor program together, which kind of productized my skills really into a package that was kind of COVID proof, so I could really scale that up and sell it. So this is where we are today, and that's all I do now, just provide services for financial services. So yeah, that's a bit about me. So our vision then, like I say, our vision is to take people from this old school way of doing things and show them that there's this new way of doing things, which is a lot more kind of productive in terms of buying back your time. So yeah, like I said, we've been doing it for a year now. So December last year was when we started it, and we're getting some really good results. Like this person said here, she was just looking for a few leads, but she's potentially redesigned a whole business and potentially how she runs her life in general. So it's not just, we don't just teach her how to get a few leads. We're there to provide guidance in your whole business. Really, it's a business growth program, but also your whole life. So it all kind of interlinks because it all kind of connects together. So if you've got a healthy and productive life, that will transfer into your business. So we've got a mindset coach, Ross. He's worked with that person. She's called Jenny, and to improve her health and her fitness as well. So we do all that kind of stuff. Yeah, some more here. So this was a picture. It was just done. It's pretty much 10x'd his investment over the course of a year. This is a guy up in Durham who just does protection, and he does like 2K days off commission just doing protection through the organic stuff. So a lot of this stuff, this is a guy who got 6K client from the organic stuff that we teach. So we teach organic methods as well as paid methods. So this is Jenny. She increased her business by 200% within 3 months. So all these videos are all available on my YouTube channel. It's just, you just search Dan Reddish Consulting. I can send you a link for that, but there's all the helpful videos in there, as well as like client interviews, testimonials and stuff. So you can have a look in there to see what other people have said about this program. And like I say, it 100% works if people are committed to it. That's the thing. Some people sign up to this and never bloody access it. They never sign into it, the payment, and then so they're not going to get results. But on the other side, we've got people like Jenny and Peter who have like 10x their investment. It's just all up to them. It 100% works if people are committed to putting it into place. So what is it then, New Age Advisors? So basically what it is, it's a coaching program. So we're kind of teaching you this stuff. We're working with you to do it together, though. It's not like a course where we just sell you a course and then say, here you go, crack on with that, see you later kind of thing. We're constantly working with you to guide you through this process to get you to where you need to be. So part of it is self-teach, where you log in and you watch the training videos. So just to break it down, it's like the first kind of foundational unit to it is all about defining exactly who your ideal client is and getting really specific as to who that is, and really structuring a message, a marketing message around what their specific pain points are and their desires are that you can address with your service. And when you do that and you put that message exclusively in front of those people, it just kind of resonates 10 times more powerfully than it would if you just, like what most brokers do, is just put out a blanket message, broad message saying, we do mortgages, give us a ring kind of thing. And then that message just sounds the same as pretty much every other broker, because 95% of brokers do sound the same, because they're just kind of pushing the same service to the same people, which is just anyone and everyone will listen. But when you get really specific, it really kind of resonates and makes everything, your marketing 10 times more powerful. It's stuff that, like I say, that's worked for me. I've niched into financial services, so I've really got to know you guys and what you guys need. Marketing's a big psychological thing, so it's all about kind of getting in the head of your ideal client. So that's kind of the foundational unit to it. And so we work with you to help you define that. And then once we've done that, we then teach you organic methods, which organic just means you're not paying for it. You're not paying for any ads. So we use Facebook or LinkedIn or both, depending on where your ideal client is where we go. We do it all through the personal profiles rather than the business pages and a group. So, like, for example, some people do NHS and they set up like an NHS group, or like a financial help desk for NHS, and then just invite NHS staff members to that group. It's just about kind of building relationships, putting yourself in front of these people on a kind of continuous basis. And that kind of has a compounding effect, and over time that really builds up, and yeah, it's worth the effort. But then the other side of it is the ad side, where it becomes very automated. So again, we're putting you through a funnel. We use a funnel. So we put your presentation in a video form. You can be just talking over slides. It doesn't have to be your face on the video, but the point is like, it could be, going back to the example of NHS, so it could be 5 tips on how to get approved on a first-time mortgage as an NHS staff member. So it's like we're kind of drawing these people in. We're pushing targeted traffic with the ads to this funnel. And yeah, it does a lot of things. It ticks a lot of boxes, that. So it kind of builds a lot of trust and authority, because it's obviously you talking about something that you deal with day in, day out. So it proves that you're authorized and kind of in the position to help those people, to get them to where they need to be and their unique situation. So it creates authority, it builds a bit of trust, a bit of rapport, because again, it's all about trust. Trust is at an all-time low at the minute, so it's all about building that trust, which is what this does. It's just hearing your voice goes a long way to prove that you're actually not just a fly-by-night kind of scam artist. So at the end of that video, you'll say, you can do what you want with this information, or if you want to arrange a tailored one-on-one strategy call with an expert who deals specifically with your scenario day in, day out, press this button below. Then they hit with a form where you'll be asking them pre-qualifying questions, things like if they've got a deposit, how much deposit they've got, what their credit rating's like, what their income is like, if they want to move in the next year, 6 months, straight away, or if they're just gathering information. So you know what to prioritize. If you can't help people, there's no point investing your time into people that you can't help. So yeah, it's just about prioritizing and making sure the leads that you are getting are good quality, the ones that you're investing your time into. And we also do mindset modules. We've got 3 different coaches. We all cover different areas. My background is, like I said, marketing and business. I've been running business for the past kind of 20 years. So I cover kind of both sides, marketing and business. Ash Borland is an ex-broker himself, so he's got that kind of industry experience. He knows the score when it comes to things like compliance. And he does personal branding now, so he's a personal branding coach. Again, it's just putting you out there, really. And people do business with people rather than faceless logos. So Ash is really good at positioning you in the right way to achieve that know, like, and trust factor, which is essential when doing business with somebody. You've got to know them, like, and trust them, which is what Ash does. And then Ross is the mindset coach. So Ross is a Royal Marine Commando. He works with Olympic athletes, entrepreneurs. He's really good at keeping people accountable, for one, making sure people, because I do these kind of courses myself, and I know it's easy to get distracted and things. So, yeah, Ross is really good at keeping people accountable and kicking their ass into gear to make sure that they do the work they need to do to get them to where they need to be. But obviously, yeah, he works on the internal side of things, really. He teaches things in his modules about like meditation and journaling, things that are going to help the kind of foundational that helps, obviously, in your business, but also in your personal life. It's the kind of foundations, and so that underpins kind of everything that you do. So yeah, so it's a good team that we've got between us. And we also do live support as well. So every week we've got a live call where that's kind of your time to ask any questions that you might be stuck with. But we also kind of upskill you. So there's different things like different content strategies that we cover, secrets to charging more and offering a premium service. That was one I did. Taking it back to basics with work and relationships and exercising. That was with Ross. And then we have, like, sometimes we do, well, once a month now, we have like a guest speaker in. So that was Lee Flanagan. Lee's runs Bespoke Financial up in the Northeast, which I think is the biggest financial service firm out of London. So yeah, he's just sharing his best practice. We've got others coming in who are all, like I said, been in the industry for a long time, just to share what's worked for them. And that's also a bit of a community kind of networking event as well. So people share best practice because everybody's all trying to get to the same place. We're all trying to grow their businesses. And so you'll pick up little nuggets as well. So it's a bit of a mastermind kind of environment in these weekly calls. And all these calls are recorded as well. So you get access to those through a private Facebook group, where, again, you can ask questions and get support in these groups, in the private Facebook group. And we post all the recordings in the group. But yeah, that's pretty much how it works. And I know, obviously, this is these kind of things, because I do them myself. It's a big kind of leap to put your trust in someone, which, yeah, and I will not abuse that trust. And like I say, this kind of stuff 100% works if people are committed to it. And I just want to work with people that are committed to getting the results, because ultimately that's the thing that's going to sell this for me. Because it's better you shouting about the program rather than me. There's a lot more weight to that. So that's my priorities: working with people that are going to get the results, are going to put the effort into it, really, and make it work. But yeah, if you've got any other questions, just let me know, and I'm quite happy to answer those. Or if you want to arrange a call where we can chat to see if the numbers work for you, then just let me know. Thank you.